by Luke in chapter 7. By the way, all the time I'm here, I'll be reading from the Living Bible, the King James Version. I remember years ago when the Living Bible first came out, a lady came to me so exalted, full of joy. She showed me this gorgeous, expensive Bible. She said, "I've got a Living Bible." I said, "I've had one about 60 years. I never knew there was a dead one." Oh, people say services in our church are so dead. I say, well, that's to show one thing: the living Christ isn't in the midst. You can't have a dead meeting if the living Christ is there. You know, Ruskin, who lived just about 100 years back in English history, he defined preaching as 30 minutes to raise the dead. Well, I thought that was facetious, but it's not. You go to the average church, every row is death row. Isn't that right? If you said it wasn't, I'd chase you. I don't think 2% of people in America or England are born again. That's very drastic, but I'm convinced of that. Okay, Luke chapter 7, verse 37. Behold, a woman in the city which was a sinner, when she knew that Jesus sat at meat in the Pharisee's house, brought an alabaster box of ointment, and stood at his feet behind him weeping, began to wash his feet with tears, and wiped them with the hairs of her head, and kissed his feet, and anointed them with the ointment. Now when the Pharisee which had bidden him saw it, he spake with himself, saying, This man, if he were a prophet, would know what manner of woman this is, for she is a sinner. Jesus answering said unto him, Simon, I have somewhat to say unto thee. And he said, Master, say on. There was a certain creditor which had two debtors, one owed him 500 pence, and the other owed him 50, and when he had nothing to pay, he frankly forgave them both. Tell me therefore which of them would love him most. Simon answered and said, I suppose he that whom he forgave most. And he said unto him, Thou hast rightly judged. And he turned to the woman and said to Simon, Seest thou this woman? I entered into thine and wiped them with the hairs of her head. Thou hast given me no kiss, but this woman since I came in hath not ceased to kiss my feet. My head with oil thou didst not anoint, but this woman hath anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins which are many are forgiven, for she loved much. Speaking generally, prayer is preoccupation with our needs. Praise is preoccupation with our blessings. Worship is preoccupation with God. Remember Malachi says, the Lord whom ye seek. Many people are not seeking the Lord. They're seeking miracles. They're seeking signs and wonders. But they're in the background. The greatest need in America today is God. If I didn't believe that, I wouldn't be here. I'd be talking about revival praying tonight. But it's essential that we learn to worship. I'll tell you how valuable worship is. Satan said to Jesus, fall down and what? Worship me. In falling down and worshipping Jesus Christ. Because in the 12th chapter of John, it says there that when Isaiah saw him, it was Jesus that he saw. And therefore, Satan says, fall down and worship.